All right, so we're going to be creating an exquisite corpse that has three parts. So we're going to fold our piece of paper in a hamburger fold so that each part is approximately 1/3 of the paper. Okay, so you'll notice here that I've kind of gone back and forth in order to create the folds overall. Once I've created the strong creases, I'm going to open it up and try and have the folds going the same way as we have here. All right, so now that this is done, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to start to draw, right? And here I've sped up the film a little bit, and I've chosen to kind of create a hammerhead shark. Off screen, you would see that I've got my phone open and I've got some photos referencing the hammerhead shark head that I'm using in order to guide my drawing process. And also, taking a look and thinking about different drawing techniques, I'm drawing very lightly right now, and then as I'm moving through the drawing process, I am reinforcing the lines that I think are sort of the more important ones, and bolding those lines and starting to add a little bit of shadow. And coming in, I'm trying to erase many of the parts of the earlier drawings that I don't need, because drawing is a process of figuring out where the lines need to go, and not every line that you draw is going to become part of the final composition. The other thing that you'll see that I'm doing too is I'm sort of blocking in some shading, adding some darker areas. Right? I'm just using a regular pencil so that I'm not at this point overly concerned about making sure that everything is like highly articulated uh, um, and drawn with a lot of different variations in value. I'm just blocking in sort of the light and the dark areas. At this point, I am now starting to think about some of the details that I could be adding. And again, you can see that I'm referencing a photograph in order to try and help get some of the details to be a little bit more articulated. And a couple of final steps here, adding some sort of background details and finishing touches. When I'm done, I'm going to be folding my part of the drawing over after I have created some little lines. And those lines that you see there are going to be for the next person to come in and start their drawing. So in this case, I've got my daughter coming in. She's adding to the drawing. The key here is that this is somebody who is different. It's not you. The person that's coming in to work on the second part of the drawing has no idea what it is that you have done in the first part, right? And you can see here that I'm coaching her along in terms of using that same technique of sketching things out lightly, not pressing overly hard, in order to get sort of the overall sense of where the lines need to be, and then coming in and pressing harder with those more fluid lines and erasing the sketchy lines that were used in order to kind of figure out where things need to go. Okay? So once she's done as well, she's going to be folding things over as well, but she's also starting to think about adding in some details and some basic shading in different areas in order to kind of help to create a little bit more visual interest and variety in the work. Right? So she's going to finish that up, and then she'll extend the lines from her from the legs, and then we're going to fold that over again so that the next person, the last person, and this time it's my wife who's helping me out here. She has no idea what I drew for the first part. She has no idea what my daughter drew for the second part, but she's adding in something that has just popped into her head, and again thinking about some of the different details that could be added. So then when we're all done, we unfold it, and there you go. You've got your final design ready for moving into the second step.